put you in the back pocket while we continue.
To now, and the White House taking a new step against the Iran-backed group that has been attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce.
What if we just watch for the drama? I mean, plenty of people do that, I think. It's sad that people care more about that than they care about like real human lives being taken or the impact that it has even personally. But yeah, plenty of people do that. It's the only way that they can consume political content for the most part. The problem is I see people straight up lying about what your foreign policy is. It's hard to prevent it. Yeah, people are just going to lie. I don't know what else to say or do about that. Yeah, but that's why I always say go and watch my YouTube channel or direct people to go and watch my YouTube channel, and then they will develop a better understanding of my positions. This person immediately, as soon as I said, what do you have a disagreement with, or what is a good criticism of my foreign policy, and this person is completely stopped. I don't think that they had a real purpose here other than derail, but who knows? I mean, I'm here for you. If you have real questions, I'm here for you. I will try to explain as best as I can.
As the latest. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Well, after weeks of relentless missile and drone attacks by the Houthis, the Biden administration today plans to designate the militia a terrorist organization, putting them back on the list after President Biden removed them in 2021 over humanitarian concerns.
I saw someone on Reddit say some regurgitated Hasan terrorist talking point, and the comment below linked their own comment a couple days prior in the Destiny subreddit saying they know nothing of the conflict and they hope Destiny would do a Wikipedia stream soon. You can't make this shit up. Yeah. Even on the debate front, I think that a lot of people don't recognize that what do debate lords love, right? They think that you got to make up your mind after you get all these facts. Okay? Except many people don't do that. They just have geared themselves as drama consumers against content creators that they've declared enemies, and now they're now they're just like waiting for someone to fill in the gaps with positions. Sorry, I'm trying to write my point accurately. I'm trying to be careful with my words. Go ahead. I'm still waiting for you. And if you want, maybe even later today I can invite you on as a guest if you would like. He's watching another content creator video to answer because they don't have a new opinion. I mean, sure, I'm sure that he has I'm going to be charitable.
Worried that the designation would make it nearly impossible for critical aid to reach Yemen's impoverished.
I'm glad that the media is actually mentioning this, because this is the most negative consequence of declaring the Houthis to be a terrorist organization once again and putting them on the terrorist organization once again. It ends up making it harder for the poorest country, one of the poorest countries on the planet, to actually get aid. That's a huge problem. The Biden admin took the Houthis off the terrorist list in 2021. Now, because of commerce disruption, he will put them back on. Thank you to the Biden admin for clearly demonstrating the political nature of terrorist designations. Yeah. I send this at New Year's, but I think addressing some of the common misconception in a charitable way could be beneficial for capturing back some of the haters. I agree. I don't want to discourage chatters from speaking their mind, especially if they're being charitable. You have to be charitable back to those who you do not agree with, as long as they are not being like assholes. You know what I mean? There's a difference between someone coming in and being like, actually, I think that you personally are defending this because your perspective, your foreign policy perspective, is simply just America bad. You're being campus. It's okay to watch videos by people who communicate shit professionally to better articulate your points. Yeah, sure. But there's a difference between watching videos by people who communicate shit professionally to better articulate your points versus like digging into a drama farmer, content creator who doesn't have like a real personal motivation beyond disparaging another person, right? Like that's the issue there. I mean, that's why I make these videos. I make these videos specifically so that people can I make these videos and I cover these issues specifically so that people understand my my framework, my opinion. Yeah. Destiny called you a Turkish immigrant and said he wants you to join the Houthis so you can get killed and these so-called liberals defend him. I love how fast these people show their true face about what they actually think of us Muslims. Yeah. Islamophobia is definitely, I think a lot of your foreign policy ideas are naive and unrealistic. Okay? Elaborate.
organization, putting them back on the list after President Biden removed them in 2021 over humanitarian concerns, worried that the designation would make it nearly impossible for critical aid to reach Yemen's impoverished civilians. Now, instead, beginning in the middle of next month, the U.S. will consider the Houthis a specially designated global terrorist group, blocking its access from the global financial system. The Iran-backed militants we know have been terrorizing commercial vessels in the Red Sea and the Sea of Aden now for weeks, claiming to retaliate for Israel's war with Hamas. It has caused a costly disruption to one of the world's most heavily trafficked and busiest shipping routes. Now, after issuing multiple warnings, the Biden administration has now responded with strikes 3 times in the last week. Biden's national security advisor saying this is now an all hands on deck situation. Gio.
All right, Mary, thank you for your reporting there.
Yeah, it's a really sad state of affairs. It's a really sad state of affairs. You did that shit in Rust back in the day. What's so bad about it? Yeah, it's there's no diplomacy happening here, and the only answer here is that creating more moral justifications and moral permission that America doesn't even really need. I think the drama between the 3 of you is a bit tragic. Good faith discussion of the more nuanced differences in your positions will be productive. Brother, I hold commentators to a very different category than their fans, okay? You're out of your mind if you think that that would be a productive discussion whatsoever, especially considering that I was friends with everyone that you're talking about. I mean, there's obviously a reason why it did not work out. Okay? I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. I like, this is not just drama. This is people that have openly at different times in their careers said that they were either very upset about my rise in my own personal career and were trying to find a way to like make that morally appropriate, like find a morally appropriate angle of attack, and have openly mentioned their fantasies of destroying me. This is not just pure drama at that point, and it's certainly not about like an ideological difference. Okay? If you know anything about me, I try to do as much as I can to be as charitable as I can and maintain relationships that are familial and friendly. If I don't do that, at a certain point, it's probably because the other party has been really, 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 really aggressive. Okay? It has never actually been remotely productive. Conversations have never actually been remotely productive, usually because of the secondary aspect, which is not necessarily the discussion itself, but everything that came as a consequence of that discussion is usually clip chimp positions that I do not have, that people champion and spread everywhere. Okay? It's also, in my opinion, not just a simple petty disagreement when like half of your position is telling me to go back to my own country and that I'm an Islamic terrorist, and also not directly, well, sometimes directly saying shit like that, but then also indirectly collaborating with content creators that are literal fucking Nazis who have openly stated that they want to murder me, and welcoming those content creators with open arms in your community and aligning with their audience. That is not just petty drama at that point. I mean, I've been compared to Osama bin Laden a million times over at this point. At a certain point, I got to be like, come on, dude. That's not exactly drama, nor is it brilliant political analysis. It's no different, basically, than Babylon B coming out with it. Vivek Ramaswamy is going back to 7-Eleven and then turning around and be like, well, that's astute political observation here. What are you talking about? You know? But many of you want that because you don't have any real way of like maintaining an interest in politics. I get it. It gets kind of boring unless you're like super brain diseased, or if you have like a real interest, like, or unless you directly are impacted by this stuff, or are super brain diseased. Like, yeah, you're going to follow it for blood sport purposes.